As a scientist, I can tell you that Sundays are only 24 hours long. But with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get every game every Sunday all in one place. That's upwards of 30 hours of NFL in one day. How can there be 30 hours in 24 hours, you ask? I have a theory. Magic. New users get NFL Sunday Ticket for 8 payments of $34.50 per month. Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games and commercial use. Terms and embargoes apply. Availability varies.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? Well, with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills. Wait, did I say job title yet? Get started today and see how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
Welcome to Wrestling with Heart, a podcast looking at pro wrestlers giving back to their community. Join me, Stanley Carr, as I interview wrestling's hottest names who use their platforms as entertainers to raise awareness and do community service. Hello and welcome to another edition of Wrestling with Heart. This is the show where we talk with professional wrestlers and professional wrestling personalities about their lives in and outside of the ring, as well as doing acts of charity work, community service, volunteering, and spreading positivity. We're always about the positive vibes here on the show, and with me right now, I've got a very special guest. He is a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. The Colorado Kid, Mike Rapada, is with us today. Welcome, Mike, to Wrestling with Heart.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So are you from Colorado originally?
Well, no, I was born in Merced, California, and I got the Colorado Kid name from Jerry Lawler, and so he says my name's Mike Rapada, and so he said they're going to have a problem saying that name. He said, "You got a nickname?" And I said, "Yeah, my friends call me Colorado. I was working on the Bell Building, and that's whenever everybody's name was Mike, and I was one of them. And they said, we need to nickname you." And I was like, and I always talked about, my Colorado experience. And I ended up in nasty Nashville. And I was working on the Bell Building, and then they said, we got to come up with a nickname for you. And they said, we got it. We're going to call you Colorado because you talk about Colorado all the time.
Okay. It's pretty interesting. So let's go back a bit. So you're from California originally. Talk
Yeah.
to me about your childhood and upbringing.
Well, I didn't stay in California for that long. Well, 6 weeks after I was born, I was in a brace. So the doctor said he won't be over 4 foot tall, and he won't walk right because my hips was not fully developed, and so I ended up being 6'3", and I run, out in Colorado, I run 3.5 miles every day. And so then, I proved him wrong on all that. And so then I from Colorado, we moved to Cary Mills, Illinois. And then Cary Mills, we stayed here probably second grade till I graduated. And so then I graduated and in 83.
Was wrestling always something you enjoyed watching as a kid?
Oh yeah. I started watching wrestling when I was 12. Me and my uncle would sit down, Greg Westfall, we'd sit down and watch it. And when he found out it was a work, then he quit watching it. Now, whenever I got back into the wrestling, and I started 1994 Rookie of the Year, and then North American Heavyweight Champion OMW, Ozark Mountain Wrestling, in 95, and then oh my gosh, USA Championship Wrestling. I got the belt, beat Jerry Lawler with the belt, and or beat him out of the belt. And then 1996, and then oh shoot, I can't remember, 1998 or 1997. I captured the North American or NWA World Championship belt.
So did you know at a young age this is what you wanted to do?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I knew whenever I started watching TV, I was going to be a wrestler, and then I grew 6'3" and or 6'4", and 250 pounds of me, and I took on the challenge. I went to Nashville. That's where I got Jeff Jarrett to teach me, or to train me, and oh my gosh, he was a great trainer, and
it's a legend.
Because I'm the world champion. 2 times.
Now, growing up, who were some of your favorite wrestlers that you idolized?
Oh, Macho Man and Leaping Lanny. I've got all the ICW. I was, I'm in Southern Illinois, so and they worked, they come to Southern Illinois, Cary Mills, Illinois, and they was working in Kentucky and all over. And so the Macho Man and Leaping Lanny, oh my gosh, Leaping Lanny refereed me and my my son-in-law's last match, and so he comes up and he says he replayed the match in his mind, and I was playing the Joker at the time. So he comes up and he goes, and I was washing my face off, and he comes up and he says, "Mike, if you need me to ref a match anytime," he says, "I'm always available." And but he's passed away now, and so is his brother, Macho Man. Now, I did talk to Macho Man in WCW, Orlando, Florida, and he was I was in awe. So Leaping Lanny says, "What did he say to you?" And I was like, I was in awe, because I was hearing what he was saying, but it didn't register. And so I was like, I don't remember. Yeah.
Well, you trained under Jeff Jarrett. Um, Talk to me about some of the advice you got from him when starting out. Uh, Pieces of advice, words of wisdom that you apply to today.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he didn't give me much advice. He just trained me. And uh, now later in life, now I did wrestle him one time, and oh my gosh, don't take it too serious. Don't take it too seriously, is what he said, and I just took it as that.
When you're training, I mean, you have to, really discipline yourself and condition your body. Like I'd imagine it was a tough process.
Oh yeah, um, we would run the ropes, and then he'd oh train us the lock up all the way down to the figure four, and you know, so he would put a match all together, and then he he would rerun the match at the end of the day. So we would wrestle 3 hours. Our wrestling time was 1 o'clock to 12 o'clock to 3, and so we would wrestle all them 3 hours, and so then he would put it all together, and then he'd fix the match up at the end, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, learning those basics, those fundamentals are very important. You
Oh
put
yeah.
that repertoire together, you start having matches, you make your debut. Talk to me about your first big match. Were you nervous? Were you
Oh
afraid?
my God, I was Jerry Lawler booked me the first time, and when he did, I was I was amazed because Bert Prentice is he was a key figure in my wrestling, and so he was my promoter at one time, and he did me great. So he come to me and he says, "I've got you a match," and I was like, "What?" And he says, "I've got to take you to Jerry Lawler. I've got you a match." And I said, "Well, take me to him." So he took me in there, and that's whenever we was talking about my name, and then he says, "They're going to have a hard time with your name." And he says, "You got a nickname?" And I was like, "Yeah, my friends call me Colorado." And he says, "You're the Colorado Kid now." And so then I wrestled Leon Downs the first time, and so the first time I wrestled him, now Eddie Marlin said I wouldn't win my first match, and I was on a win streak for like 25 matches.
25 matches.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
So yeah. So um I beat yeah, the first match. Um I wrestled Leon Downs. I drop kicked him and in the face, and it was beautiful. So then I pinned him, and then I wrestled him the next match. It was a Moondog Battle Royal. I was driving him to the town, and so he was like, "The next time I get in the Moondog Battle Royal, I'm gonna if they give me a board, I'm gonna smash the someone's head in with that board." And So then me and the Moondog started off the match. And I looked up, and Leon Downs was the next one coming. And I was like, and the Moondog let me go. And he said, get that board. And I drop kicked him in the, as he come up, and I drop kicked him in the face. And so then Moondog got a hold of the board. And I was sitting there beside Leon Downs, and I was looking up, and I was like, oh my God, there's two bad guys in here. I'm going to get the heat. And so I crushed or squinched my face up, and I didn't look, and I was expecting, and I heard a skull crushing, board busting crash. And I looked over, and Moondog hit Leon with the board. And I was like, look, and I looked up at him, and he said, get up here. He's been flirting with my partner's girlfriend. And I jumped up, and I was like, I'm with him. I started stomping the shit out of him too.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, you were in Nashville for quite a bit of time and Memphis for a bit of time.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what was it like working in the Tennessee Territory?
Oh my gosh. Well, my dad came to one of my matches when I was in Evansville, and I wrestled Dud Gilbert, and he said, now that first match was pretty good. And Doug give me most of the match, and then he pinned me in the end. I picked him up, and he hit me in the head with a chain, and then I fell back, and then he pinned me. And so Dad said, that was a good match. And then I wrestled the Moondog Battle Royal that night. And so my dad said, why son of a gun, if I didn't know any better, I wouldn't let them guys, smash me in the head. Why would you let them smash you in the head? And I said, Dad, it's just, a different match. And I said that they're not all going to be all like this. And so then he opened the door, and that's when that was in 94, and there was an ocean of people, and they was covering the cars. And so they was standing in front of the cars, and they said, there's the Colorado Kid. And my dad said, oh my gosh, now I get it. And he says, I wish I had a Cadillac to drive you away in. And I was like, Dad, it's just a start. I said, the Toyota Tercel we was driving. I was like, that's good enough. It's a rust bucket. And it was his work car. And so he would drive it to work. And oh my gosh, he's passed away now, and my brother passed away, my mom's passed away, and my sister's passed away.
Oh man.
So all four of the people that brought me from Colorado to here have all passed. And my mom passed when she was 65, and my dad passed when he was 65. They was 10 years apart. So mom went first, dad went, or no. What? Then dad. And then my sister, Sheila, and then my brother, Jeff. And so I'm here all by myself.
It's never a good feeling whenever you have people that are close to you and family members that are no longer with us. I mean, it's hard, but but the important thing is you have those memories. You still look
Oh yeah,
back and look fondly about those times
yeah.
and still cherish them. You know, and I think that they would be proud of you for the career that you've had to be able to work in so many places. And you talked about it earlier, but you appeared on WCW programming a few years after this.
Yeah.
Your time in
Well,
Tennessee.
she was still alive, or well, they were all still alive at the time, and so matter of fact, Mom, when I was wrestling Cactus Jack in Ozark Mountain Wrestling, Mom made her way to the ring, and I was like, "Oh, Jack, Mama's gonna come kick your ass." so, so my dad and my promoter Bert Prentice cut her off, and they carried her back to the concession stand where she was working, and they said, uh, "What are you doing?" And so whenever I got out of the ring, I went up and I was sitting in the dressing room, and I was beat up, and so I was like sitting there, and Mom opened the door, and she's just checking on me, and I said, "I'm all right," and she says, "Michael, you make that stuff look too real," and I was like, "Oh, Mom, that was Cactus Jack's part." He walked out there and he hit me so hard in the side of the head. I was about to pass out, and I was like, and I shook it off, and I was like, "You don't know me." I hit him back just as hard as he hit me, and then we was getting into it, and then he hit me with a metal chair, and then when he hit me with a metal chair, I turned white. Mama came down there, and then she said, "You turned white when he hit you 3 times with that metal chair." She says, I was just going to check on you, just coming to check on you, making sure you're all good." And I was like, "Yep, that was Jack that done all that." So,
Yeah, I mean, Cactus Jack, Mick Foley, one of the most incredible competitors in professional wrestling, one of the all-time greats. What was he like to be with outside the ring?
oh my gosh, he was he was college educated, and I was like, "Why is this college educated guy here sitting across eating lunch with me? He's not a bad guy." And but whenever we got into the ring, then he checked out, and he flipped a switch, and he got all goofy, and that's whenever he come up and he hit me in the side of the head real hard. And but he was matter of fact, later on in life, after I uh, semi-retired, um, I'm not retired yet, um, but he was at the Nashville Fairgrounds, and he said, well, I went to see him. He said, "Have Mike come by and visit me." So I come by, and then we opened the door at the same time, and we both pointed our fingers at each other. And he says, I said, "What are you doing?" And he says, "Hey, come here, come here," because I wasn't booked that night. So I went into the dressing room, and he said, "Oh my gosh, me and you clicked." And we worked really well together because I was in a fight for my life. So he says, "We clicked. why didn't you come to WWE? And I was like, I was there, but I didn't stay that long because a bunch of my enemies was there. And the Spiders, the Headbangers was one of them. And now I got along with Val Venus, and The Rock was my biggest fan. And Big Daddy V, Viscero, he was my, matter of fact, he walked into the dressing room and he said, "Kid, get out of my way, motherfuckers." And he mowed through them, and he pushed him aside, and he grabbed a hold of me and he says, "Why won't they let," I mean, he's hugging me, and I'm like, in a big pile of mush. And I'm hugging him back, and he goes, why don't they let me wrestle you? And I was like, hell, I don't know. I don't know why they won't let you wrestle me. So whenever I got back from California, I took a 8-year leave and didn't wrestle for, well, I did start out there, start a wrestling crew, and it was SAW, South oh shoot, SAW is Southwestern Alliance of Wrestling. And so, oh my gosh.
So you started your own school, and
Yep.
you got, hired a bunch of talent. I mean, what
Well,
was that experience
no,
like?
I brought on a bunch of young kids. So, and I was training them, and yeah, for free. And oh my gosh. So then we wrestled probably more than WWE, and they was wrestling all the damn time. And so we would wrestle all week long, even on Sundays. And then I got them in going to the schools, and I was working for them for free, and I was putting on charity work, and so I we went to San Diego. Oh my gosh! And we wrestled in the wrestled in the low budget, and so they was trying to get money to send the kids 40, well, probably 100 of them to Washington D.C. And then they seen all kinds of stuff, all the memorials or
Monuments.
monuments, yeah. And so they've seen that, and so we donated 5,000, no, probably $10,000 to them, because we would do every week until the trip came, and so we would work probably 6 shows maybe, and so then I was giving them all the money, and I would, I wouldn't take anything, and so then they go, let us at least, pay for your gas. And I was like, no, I've got it, because I was wanting to have the boys learn in front of a crowd. So, and we
Yeah.
had Vic Valentine, Jalapeno, um, the Scuffling Hillbilly, and the Iron Butterfly, and 99 cents, the Evil Clown. uh, and then Mace. Uh, oh, I would just call him Mace. So
What?
he was awful good too. And matter of fact, he's moved in. He moved from California, and he lived there all his life. So he's moved to Indianapolis, Indiana, and me and my wife is getting ready to go to. When's he getting married? Yeah, the end of the month.
Oh, that's
So
exciting. When you're doing these things like these fundraisers and you're putting on shows for a good cause, was there like a particular fundraiser that was just near and dear to your heart?
oh, uh, Catskins Day, Cary Mills, Illinois. Oh my gosh, that was the closest thing, because I'm wrestling at home, and yeah, a small town, probably 1,500. Yeah, and so oh yeah, that's my favorite.
The CAT scan. What is it about that one that you know you're
Well, because I'm home, and they usually have a parade, and then I ride around in parade and whatever, and then they have a parade before we wrestle, and then no, they have a parade Saturday morning, and then we wrestle Friday night. Well, we wrestle Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Um, what causes, other than that one, do you feel the most passionate about? Like animal rescue or uh, overcoming addictions or homelessness?
mm,
Is there anything that you
I
feel?
think I think I'm I love all animals. I've got matter of fact, I've got four birds. uh, two cockatiels, and a sun conure, and a green cheek conure. So I've got four of them. And then I've got cats in the front yard. I keep them out of the house. And so I've got two cats. And then I've got a couple of dogs across the street. And they was accused of killing the kittens, but they wasn't, involved in it. So it was a couple of other dogs coming, you know, killed the kittens. And
That that's never good, whenever you see, animals get abused or attacked,
oh yeah,
it's just your heart just sinks when that
yeah,
stuff goes on.
yeah.
What is it about giving back to the community that gives you the most joy?
Oh my gosh. Well, I just enjoy it. Just I don't know what it is, but I'm I'm just happy to be a part of it, and uh, it was it's always been awesome.
Yeah. It's nothing like, putting a smile on somebody's face and doing good for others, paying it forward, when someone's struggling, or you
Yeah,
see a sick animal, and giving them the help that they need. It just goes a long way.
yeah. Now I've got uh, cheerleaders that stand out there in the road, and they collect money, and I'm always about putting $100 in the bucket, and every not every time that I drive through, but I'm always about, doing the cheerleaders good, and the basketball team and the baseball teams, and just here in Cary Mills. Now, if Harrisburg, they're standing on the corner now, I'll toss them $100, and it's just giving back to the community.
Yeah. Do what you can and try to make the world a better place.
Oh yeah.
Well, Mike, this has been wonderful. Getting the chance to speak with you it means a lot to me and to my listeners and viewers that are watching this on YouTube. Where can people find more about you if they want to get in touch with you about, where you're wrestling or your wrestling school or anything you might want to plug?
Well, no, I'm not been doing the wrestling school yet. I'm a carpenter full time, and so I work for Kyle Enns. He's home base, and I'm you can find me on Facebook, and that's about the only way you can get a hold of me.
What made you want to decide to go into carpentry?
Oh, I've been doing it all my life. I was working on the Bell Building whenever I was 29. I guess I was working on. I got a late start doing the wrestling, and I was hoping that I would get into it when I was 18, and then Mom and Dad said, we went and walk across the street to watch you do that fake stuff. And I was like, so then I turned it down and I got married. I was married for 4.5 years to my first wife. And then we got divorced. And then I was like, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And I was like, I know, I'm going to wrestle. And then, so I started wrestling, and so my ex-wife said, you won't never be a wrestler if you're married to me. So then I was like vacated, immediately. And I moved to Nashville. And, I moved to Colorado first, and then I moved to Nashville, because I was always, my dream to be a wrestler. And so then I got out there, and then the next thing, I got to be a wrestler.
Yeah. Well, that's so cool. You lived out your dream, you're passionate about what you do and are helping others and paying it forward. Mike, again, thanks so much. And you're more than welcome to come back.
Okay. All right. I'm probably, I've got a bunch of Shane Eaton stories. He's a buddy of mine, and he's funny. I mean, you just we had him in WCW, and you just let him go, and he's hilarious.
All right, we'll do a part 2. We'll talk about more stuff. All right, take care.
All right, we'll see you later.
Bye-bye. This is Wrestling with Heart. I hope you found this podcast to be informative and entertaining. If you did, please hit the subscribe button and look out for the next edition.
New season, new chaos in college football.
Let's go! Big stage, big opportunity.
This Labor Day weekend, the wildness lives on ABC, ESPN, and the all-new ESPN app.
What a way to start!
Featuring top 10 teams like Clemson, Notre Dame, Alabama, and LSU, and Bill Belichick's debut at North Carolina.
It's so special when these teams collide.
Don't miss a lineup filled with electric matchups.
Welcome back to college football.
Kickoff week presented by Modelo. Labor Day weekend on ESPN and ABC. Also available to stream on the all-new ESPN app.
The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power and advanced Audi tech, the next chapter of Audi is here.
You say you'll never join the Navy, that living on a submarine would be too hard. You'd never power a whole ship with nuclear energy. Never bring a patient back to life. Or play the national anthem for a sold-out crowd. Joining the Navy sounds crazy. Saying never actually is. Start your journey at Navy.com. America's Navy, forged by the sea.